What's something people say to appear more intelligent than they actually are?
I've found people who want to sound smart attempt to use jargon and confuse the other person. I've found actual smart people are able to use jargon without confusing the person they're talking to though.
Smart people understand things enough to dumb it down.
Dropping quotes from famous philosophers or scholars without a clear understanding of the context or deeper meanings.
Francis Bacon, ha ha ha, if you know you know.
Or, as Voltaire once said, voila.
Well, me done use the big words so I sound more photosynthesis.
My New Year's resolution is to learn a new word every day. So far it is going immensely.
Having overconfidence in topics they have no business really talking about. Truly intelligent people usually recognize when they don't know something.
Oh God, like every podcast.
I find it not something they say, but how they say it. Dumb people will be very adamant that they're correct. Intelligent people will admit they're often wrong or just not care if you disagree.
Best boss I ever had told me, being right is overrated.
I'd say it's less that being correct is overrated, and rather that refusing new information and maintaining an incorrect position is toxic. That said, yeah, if no lives are on the line, and arguing about it is a waste of time, because the other person doesn't feel that way, isn't intelligent enough to debate logically, or signs your paychecks? Yeah. 100%. Being right is overrated.
They asked me if I had a degree in theoretical physics. I said that I had a theoretical degree in physics and got the job.
Bragging about how much education they have. I went through a 4-year degree and learned that sometimes those who succeed academically are just very hard workers and their intelligence plays a minor role. But this is not always the case.
I do miss high school though. Bet them was the best 7 years of my life.
Throwing around big words when little words would do just fine.
Indubitably.
Why say lot word when few word do trick? Haha. Hashtag save my boy with the chili. The trick is to undercook the onions.
Honestly, context is extremely important. Will a shorter, more basic word do? Maybe. But will it express what you're trying to say as precisely? Because that is important to people, particularly if it's also an expression of your own personality. The issue comes when someone is using longer words exclusively to appear more intelligent, rather than as a means to make themselves clear. Or using words ever so slightly erroneously. Two things neckbeards are often guilty of. But having a large vocabulary and knowing how to use it isn't inherently bad. Most people don't even notice when someone is actually eloquent in conversations because their choice of language seems perfectly natural when used right.
Man, I have an IQ of XXX, insert names with a super high number. First, IQ isn't always an accurate measure of intelligence. And 2, odds are that person took a random free quiz online somewhere with super easy answers instead of an actual test.
It was Stephen Hawking himself who once said, people who boast about their IQ are losers, and that he had no idea when asked what his IQ was, ha ha ha. I know discrediting IQ tests makes people feel better about themselves, but actual research suggests it's very useful. IQ tests measure your ability to abstract relative to other people who took the same test. It is actually one of the best ways to measure intelligence. This is incredibly robust. A different test taken by the same people will produce the exact same rankings as long as the questions require abstraction. There are people you don't like that are way smarter than you. The problem is just that people don't know how to interpret the results accurately.
Disagreeing for the sake of argument. A lot of people these days seem to confuse being contrarian with being intelligent.
Especially when they cut you off and raise their volume to do it. I have this guy at work who will say something, and if you agree with him, he'll then say no. What you don't even realize is, and say something else. It's maddening. I try to avoid him. He also likes to talk at length when I'm trying to do my job.
I used to be like this. I cringe at myself in my 20s. I'm glad, even though it hurts, when I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I learn it sucks, but it's better this way. Life is about learning, and it's okay to be wrong.
When someone is trying to get their point of not caring across and say, I could care less, it drives me crazy when I hear this.